Hey everybody, So Wookie here. In this video, we're going to go through Pubg Update 9.1, which is going to be releasing on PC on October the 21st and on console on October the 29th. The patch notes have released today along with the update on the PC public test server. Hopefully we get the test server on console next week, but as far as I know, there's been no announcement on that one yet. But the patch notes are going to be very similar with just a couple of differences, and we'll jump right into that now. So first and foremost, the new map Paramo. Cradled hidden among the clouds of the highlands of the South America lies Paramo, an ancient land with ancient secrets. Paramo's dangers are plentiful, but no so more than the active volcano nearby, whose molten lava streams flow across the land. Survivors dropping onto the Paramo battlegrounds will only be able to reach the highlands via helicopter, which also have the task of distributing care packages around the field. So, a nice little intro to the map there for a bit of the lore of Paramo, which is pretty cool. And again, you see kind of what it's talking about. So, you've got a volcano, helicopters. Looks like the Panzerfaust is making a return in this map as well to help with shooting down the helicopters, which is pretty cool. And then it goes into a couple more details of Paramo itself. So, Paramo's a 3x3 map. So, Karakin, I believe, is 2x2 and Sanhok is 4x4. So this sits exactly in the middle of the two in terms of the size. But also it's the first dynamic map, which means that the locations are going to differ between match to match. So you can't just land at the same place every single time on Paramo and expect it to be the same, which is a real cool feature. I'm really looking forward to experimenting with that because, like, on the other matches, most people have, the go-to landing spots where they like to land. That's going to be completely different on Paramo. Obviously, I imagine there's going to be a finite amount of variations. So over time, you'll probably learn the different variations, and then depending on the variation, you'll go to a certain place. But it gives such a good learning curve, and it keeps the match fresh. You're not going to be like having known the map after a couple of months, which is good. Now, the next thing that they say is that it's a seasonal match. So, due to our new dynamic map location system, Paramo will be provided as a seasonal match, separate from current map shaping pool. Which makes sense because you'll want to try out and try out all the different variations. Paramo's provided a seasonal match exclusive for Season 9 only. So, I hope this means that in Season 10, it will just go into the normal matchmaking pool and not that it disappears, because that would seem stupid to me. Seasonal matches have bots disabled, which is interesting. So that, okay, all the 64 players are going to be players, which is cool. Seasonal matches will not count towards career stats. So, I mean, this is a weird choice because it's like, I mean, if you win a match on the new Paramo in the seasonal tab, you still want for it to count as a win for you. And they'll not have missions enabled either. So that's another unique thing because you're going to be wanting to do the new Highland Pass, but you're not going to be able to unlock missions on Paramo. I hope that they change these two things before the full launch of it because they just seem a little bit weird decisions. But hey ho. And again, 3x3, 64 players. And again, at the beginning, it's only third person perspective squads only. Now, I imagine the reason they've done this is because to reduce the amount of queues, because also in Season 9 they're adding solo ranks as well, which is another queue. So technically they're adding two queues. I imagine when it goes into the normal matchmaking pool in Season 10, then it'll be available for solos, duos, and squads just as normal. Possibly not ranked, though, because with the changes, it might not make for the most competitive map. There's no red zones, which is cool. The blue zone shrinks slowly, but deals more damage compared to other matches, even in the early phases. Okay, so you don't want to get caught in the blue at any point on this one. Motorcycles are the only vehicle available on Paramo, which can be found near small villages. Now, what's interesting about the motorcycles is in the trailer, which I'll drop a link in the description below, it's the normal motorbike, but a while ago there was like a dirt bike leaked. So I would imagine in 9.2 they released the new bike as well, which would be pretty cool. And they might also put the dirt bike on Miramar as well because it's more sandy and off-roady, so that would be pretty cool if they did that as well, or maybe a mix of two on some of the maps. And then again, it gives dynamic locations. This is cut from one of the teaser trailers, so they'll land at the same place, but it's completely different each time. In the trailer again, sometimes it's not only the village that's changed, but the surrounding scenery slightly as well, which is cool. Yeah, it says major landmarks and parts of terrain are recorded in every new session. Players must adapt and use suitable strategies according to that. And then again, you've got your lava coming down from the volcano, which is pretty cool. And then it says several lava streams flow from the active volcano throughout Paramo, present a unique environment hazard. So stepping into the lava deals 10 damage per second to players, ticking every half second. Riding a motorcycle into lava will destroy your tires and begin to slowly destroy the vehicle whilst also damaging the player. Okay, so you can walk across it, but it's going to do like severe damage, which is fine because you didn't want to get into where it insta-killed you, and then if said the blue ring was like here and you're here, then it's just like stupid, isn't it? Unlike other maps, players can wander outside the bounds of the playable area, and a warning will display on the screen. Failure to quickly will result in the player being killed. Okay, so that's interesting. There's also a new type of box. So outside some buildings, you'll see these boxes. You can destroy them, and there's loot in them, which is pretty cool. I hope they add this kind of thing to other maps in the future as they refresh the other matches, because this is just another way to get loot, and it makes for interesting gameplay. Also, I mean, it's like a temporary cover, as also said. There was a guy sat here, and you came around this corner. You could shoot through the boxes to kill him, but he'd also be shooting back, as well as the loot thing as well. So that's pretty cool. Then we've also got the helicopters. So there's no plane in this one. So players get dropped into the battleground via helicopters, which is a pretty cool change. During the match, these helicopters will bring precious cargo across the map, with the plan of dropping it just outside of the play area. So basically, the helicopter pilots are trying to shaft you. So what you have to do is shoot them earlier, so it'll drop in a more reasonable location. Is generally the gist of it. There's also some new stuff. So Paramo has a handful of care packages, exclusive Highland themed items not found in other maps, including a new full body camo suit. That's this guy here. Ghillie suit, obviously we're familiar with those, and backpack. So I wonder what it means by exclusive backpack. We'll have to see. That is interesting. Maybe it just means it's a unique looking one. Also, there's a critical response kit now in the loot pool as well for this map, and it allows you to revive a squad member in 1 second, which is pretty cool. So you have to be careful if you're pushing people and they've revived that quickly. You're expecting 10 seconds and it's 1 second. He's going to have done a first aid kit or even a med kit in the time that you could get there if you are 10 seconds out. So then they'd be back up to 2 full men. So that's going to be interesting. And then it also says in Paramo, you might find a secret room key while looting. And then it just teases it's got to unlock something, right? So I imagine there's some kind of loot cave somewhere on Paramo. Similar to the one on Vikendi where you crash through the mountain, and on Kraken where you blow your way underneath. But this one, you require a key to get in. And I imagine if you get in to the cave or, temple or whatever the hell it's designed as, then there's probably going to be crate weapons in there, or potentially even a unique crate weapon. So, that's something to look at. I imagine with the update being on PTS today, it's probably not going to be 5 minutes before it's been worked out, and then we'll all know about it. But again, a nice little unique thing, which is cool. And then finally, ranked mode. So they're adding solo ranked mode in Season 9, which is good. So that's another one of the queues that's being added. So I'm quite looking forward to this. I hope, again, in the future, maybe Season 10, Season 11, we do get the duo ranked mode, so we have the full set. So no matter how many players have come on, you can play accordingly. And then it says, basically, the stats are going to be the same for the ranks as they are in regular 64 players, more loot, Iron Galmer, Mavkendi, Sanok only, etc. And it tells you about the leaderboards and stuff like that. All this I'll put in the description below, but there's nothing really that amazing about it. Different playlists and stuff. Then we get to the weapon balance update. So obviously, everybody knows that the barrel and the SLR are incredibly powerful at the minute. So they're taking a bit of a nerf this update. So the barrel's going down from 46 to 44 damage, and both horizontal and vertical recoil have increased. And slightly increased the minimum horizontal recoil. So okay. Same with the SLR, down 2 points in damage, increased recoil during the ADS by 5%, increased loss of bullet velocity by distance by 15. Okay, so basically the SLR can nail people miles away, and still be doing significant damage. So they've reduced that by 15, so you're not going to take as much damage at the range. PC are having G-Coin added. Obviously on console we've already got that. Just gives them another way to purchase things. And then there's going to be Survivor Pass Highlands. And again, even in the Survivor Pass Highlands image, there's the dirt bike, which is hilarious. So, I mean, that's pretty much guaranteed to be coming in update 9.2. But we'll just have to see. Or it could be a skin. I mean, it's always possible that it's a skin and it's not an actual vehicle. But I think it's going to be a vehicle, to be fair, but we'll have to see. I'm going to do a second video on the Survivor Pass Highlands, letting you see all the different skins and such. So keep tuned for that one. Like I said, like and subscribe to see more about that because, you know, it's pretty interesting. So there's also new skins and items in there as well. So a lot of them are baseball themed and also some dog ones again. I quite like the husky one, which is pretty cool. And I think these are the Paramo baseball team, which is pretty cool. And then there's some spectating and stuff like that. And that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, consider liking and subscribing to see more. And also, leave a comment below. Which part of update 9.1 are you most looking forward to now that we've got the patch notes? And for me, I'm still looking forward to the helicopters and the volcano quite a bit. And also, I think the dynamic map system is very interesting. But we're just going to have to see how that plays out. Hope you enjoyed the video. Wookie out.